Good morning. Welcome to today's Daily Secret Snippet. What we got today? 172. I don't know if you can see that or not, but 172. All right, let's see what we got. All right, so we're in the middle of a sentence. So we'll start back here. Right there. All right. As you become aware of the power of the secret and begin to use it, all your questions will be answered. As you begin to have a deeper understanding of the law of attraction, you can start to make asking questions a habit. And as you do, you will receive the answer to each one. You can begin by using this book for that very purpose. If you are seeking an answer or guidance on something in your life, ask the question, believe you will receive, and then open this book randomly. At the exact place where the pages fall open will be the guidance to answer you what you are seeking. The truth is, the universe has been answering you all of your life, but you cannot receive the answers unless you are aware. Be aware of everything around you, because you are receiving the answers to your questions in every moment of the day. The channels those answers can come through are unlimited. They could be delivered in the form of a newspaper headline that attracts your attention, or overhearing somebody speaking, or a song on the radio, or signage on a truck passing by, or receiving a sudden inspiration. Remember to remember and become aware. I have found in my own life and in others' lives that we do not think well of ourselves or love ourselves completely. To not love ourselves can keep what we want from us. When we do not love ourselves, we are literally pushing things away from us. Everything we want, whatever it may be, is motivated by love. It is to experience the feelings of love in having those things. Youth, money, the perfect person, job, body, or health. To attract the things we love, we must transmit love, and those things will appear immediately. The catch is to transmit the highest frequency of love. You must love yourself, and that can be difficult for many. If you focus on the outside and what you see now, you may trip yourself up, because what you see and feel about you now is the result of what you used to think. If you don't love you, the person you see now is likely to be full of faults that you have found in yourself. Absolutely. Okay, so there's kind of two messages in here. One is the asking for the answers. And I'm going to tell you a trick. One of the other secret snippets, I've also told the story. So it is specifically asking for it this time around. So one of the things I do, since I've read this book and came across this part, I picked two symbols, I guess, for lack of a better word, that the universe could use to let me know when I'm on the right path. Okay. And back in 2008, when I first came across this, I picked two things that I was literally testing this. I picked two things so that that weren't popular things, so that I wouldn't necessarily come across it very often. And one of them was pink, the color or the word or whatever, simply because at that time, I didn't particularly like the color pink, so there wasn't much of it around me. It wasn't something that I just naturally had around my house or wore or whatever. Um, the other one was castles, and also I picked that because it wasn't something that was in my experience on a regular. So I figured if I seen anything to do with either one of those, then obviously it was a sign. So that's why I picked those two. And many years later, and many life experiences later, I still used those two things. I've never changed it. Still to this day, I use them. And quick little story. Um, Back in 2018, um, the little cottage I was living in, single mom, working my butt off, barely getting end to end. Uh, the little cottage I was living in with my daughter was sold, and the new owners of the property decided that they didn't want to rent it out anymore. They wanted it for their own family. Um, so I found myself being evicted and not having any savings, not having anything to fall back on. And I also, the rent I was paying was super cheap. So even gathering up first and last months would have been very difficult. So, long story short, um, I was guided to look to own something, and I resisted at first. I'm like, holy crap, how would I ever own anything in the position I'm in? I didn't qualify for mortgages. I didn't have very big incomes. It was, week to week, paycheck to paycheck, all those things. Like, how could I possibly afford to buy something? Well, I followed the symbols, and it was funny because I was led to a Kijiji ad for a property that I didn't even say it had a house on it. And long story short, I was guided to go look. Still, my entire time thinking, what am I doing? Even if I could afford this place, I can't build a house. I don't have the money for that. Like, I was so full of doubt, but I trusted in my symbolism that led me to that ad and so on. And on my way to look at it, I pulled into the gas station to fill up my gas tank. And as I'm pulling in, the song from Pink Floyd came on the radio, and I was aware of it. I recognized as Pink Floyd. I'm like, oh, all right. So I guess I'm on the right direction. We'll see. Shut off my truck and filled it up. And when all done, I turned the truck on, and a commercial, the song was over, so a commercial came on, and it was Castle Building Center. And I started laughing. I said, okay, I get it. I'm supposed to go look at this. I get it. Okay. So I drove up the road, and I found I'm on the GPS, and I'm driving, and I get the road, and it says I'm there, and I pull in this driveway past the trees, and there in front of me was a little shack completely painted pink. And I'm not joking when I say completely. I mean the siding, the window frames, the glass even on the windows. It was all painted pink. Like, I sat there, I took a picture before I even got out of the truck. I was like, holy crap, this is amazing. All right, so apparently I'm supposed to buy this place. I don't know how the hell I'm going to do it, and I don't know whatever, but apparently this is supposed to happen. So I got out of the truck, and the owner walked over and came over, and we got in conversations. Turns out she owned it outright, and she could hold the mortgage for me. So I was like, wow, all right, this is cool. And then she started apologizing for the fact that the house was all painted pink. And I giggled, and I said, don't apologize. That was a sign to me to actually get out of my truck and come and look. And I explained to her my symbols and da da da. And I'm standing on the well cover as we're having this conversation, and I'm facing the road, and she's got her back to the road facing me. And as I'm explaining this to her, a truck went by, and it had Castle written on the cap because apparently up the road there was a castle, it was a cement company in Castleton. Go figure. And I was shocked. I was like, holy crap. And I literally grabbed her, a complete stranger, and spun her around and said, look. And she's looked and she saw the castle, word castle on the side of the truck. And she looked at me, she says, wow, I thought you were full of shit until this just happened. Like, she's, I've been here 6 years and never once have I seen that truck come down this road. So there you go. Okay. Pick two symbols. And I encourage you to pick stuff that you don't normally see in your life so that you'll know for a fact when you see it that this was a message. Okay. So, yes, be aware. Be aware of what's going on around you because the universe is sending you little pushes and shoves and everything all along the way. You ask the question, is this the right thing? And give it a few minutes and be aware of your surroundings. And those things will show up if you're on the right path. If it doesn't show up right away, or maybe it's not the right path for you. Okay. So, and now the second one in here is love yourself. Now, that's not being selfish. Okay. You cannot give love or radiate love out if it's not first within you. And it won't be first within you if you don't put it there. And the only way it's going to be put there is if you consciously decide to love yourself. All right? You have to radiate love in order to attract loving situations. And the only way you can do that is to fill your cup first. All right? It's for giving. Get it? You got to fill your cup first so that you can give. It's for giving. So I think you catching that. Anyway, all right. So love yourself, trust yourself because you have guidance within you and you need to lean on that and trust that you can lean on that. Okay. The universe has been answering you your whole life. But if you're not aware of it and that those messages are being sent out, you're not even going to see them. That's just the way it is. So actually, I hope you enjoyed that little story. I think about it a lot. Whenever I'm in a point where I'm kind of not necessarily trusting my own judgment and ability to, that's weird. I guess we need to read something out of the power soon, I guess. But yeah, you have to trust that the universe is guiding you. And if you're not seeing the symbols now already, then you need to create a language with the universe, God, whatever you resonate with. You need to set a precedent. Tell the universe, okay, use this symbol, use that symbol, whatever, something that resonates with you that you know for a fact that once you see it, you'll know it's a message. Ooh, I got card jumping out on me. So apparently this is it. Your job is you. See? Yeah. Like I said, the universe knows what you need, knows the answers to the questions you're asking. Your job is you. All right. If you want to screenshot that, you can do that. You cannot create other people's lives for them. You cannot think for them. And if you try to force your opinions on others, you will only attract the same happening to you. So let all others create the lives they want and focus on your unlimited power on creating the most magnificent life for yourself. All right? Because your job is you. And through talking with the universe or God or source or however resonates with you, you can set up communication. Once the universe knows what language, what words to use to connect with you, and once you trust that the universe has heard your call, you start being aware and looking for those symbols when you ask a question. It doesn't have to be out loud. You can do it in your mind. But if you're about to make a decision or whatever, do a quick prayer to source, God, universe, whatever. Pray and ask for guidance. And then be aware, look for it. Okay? The guidance will be there, and follow it. You got to trust in yourself with the ability to communicate with Source, and trust in Source for its ability to communicate with you. And you'll have wonderful conversations and much guidance. It really is all within you. The job is you. That's your job. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow. And bless you all. Thank you.